Hey, good morning, members. Today we are having a presentation about abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. I'm going to discuss inheritance. And inheritance means it is important concept in C#, where we define parent class and child class. The child class inherits methods and properties of the parent class, but at the same time, they can also modify the behavior of the method if required. The child class can also define methods of its own if it is required. Then this is an example of inheritance. Here we are writing console.writeLine where a parent is a constructor. Then we are outputting the parent as a constructor, a child constructor. And lastly, I am in a parent class. So that's all I had for inheritance. Now, Madam Irene, you can go on for polymorphism.
I'm going to discuss about polymorphism. Polymorphism is a OPS concept where one name can have many forms. For example, you have a smartphone for communication. The communication mode you choose could be anything. It can be a call, a text message, a picture message, mail, and many others. So the goal is common, that is communication, but their approach is different. An example of polymorphism is our code is here, class program, void print int console, write line, printing int, void print string A, string B, console dot write line, printing string A plus B, static void main string program pro equals new program. Then that's what I had about polymorphism. Let me invite Madam Christine.
Good morning, everyone. My name is TUMUHIMBISE DIANAH. I'm here to discuss about encapsulation. Encapsulation in the context of C#, C# refers to an object's ability to hide data and behavior that are not necessary to its user. Encapsulation enables a group of properties, methods, and other members to be considered a single unit or object. The following are the benefits of encapsulation. 1. Protection of data from accidental corruption. Secondly, specification of the accessibility of each of the members of a class to the code outside the class. Thirdly, flexibility and extensibility of the code and reduction in complexity. Then fourth, lower coupling between object and improvement in code maintainability. Encapsulation is used to restrict access to the members of a class so as to prevent the user of a given class from manipulating objects in ways that are not intended by the designer. While encapsulation hides the internal implementation of the functionalities of class without affecting the overall functioning of the system, It allows the class to service a request for functionality and add or modify its internal structure to suit changing requirements. Here is an example of encapsulation with that's what I had. Let me invite my colleague Christine to continue with the slides.
Good afternoon, class. Okay, me, I'm going to present about abstraction. In C#, abstraction is a principle of object-oriented programming language, and it is used to hide the implementation details and display only essential features of the object. Then, in abstraction, by using access modifiers, we can hide the required details of object and expose only necessary methods and properties through the reference of object. Then in real time, laptop is the perfect example of abstraction in C#. A laptop, which consists of many things such as processor, RAM, motherboard, liquid crystal display, screen, camera, USB ports, batteries, speakers, etc. Then to use it, we just need to know how to operate the laptop by switching it on. We do not need to know how internally all the parts are working. Here the laptop is an object which is designed to expose only required features by hiding its implementation details. Then in object-oriented programming, class is the perfect example of abstraction. In C#, we can create a class with required methods, properties, and we can expose only necessary methods and properties using access modifiers based on our requirements. Following is the example of defining a class with required methods, properties, and exposing it by using access modifiers to achieve abstraction functionality. This is an example that shows the way how abstraction works. If you observe the above code, we defined a laptop class with required fields, properties, and methods, with public, private access modifiers to achieve an abstraction functionality by hiding and exposing some methods and properties based on our requirements. Here, the public modifier is used to allow defined fields, properties, and methods to access outside of the class, and private modifier is used to hide or restrict an access of required fields, properties, and methods from the outside of the class. By creating an instance of laptop class, we can access defined fields, properties, and methods. Following the pictorial representation of creating an instance of class and accessing fields, properties, and methods. Thanks for listening.